What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide. Welcome back to part 2 of the huge comic book haul. This is all the single issues that I picked up from my first short box that I picked up at Villains at the Filla short box for $40 sale. I still have got all of the sets that I picked up, as well as a complete other bag of collected editions, graphic novels, and just art books galore. I didn't get any comic book proper stuff there, like single issues or sets. It's all just collected stuff. So that last video I think is going to be my favorite to shoot, but nonetheless, let's dive into this stack of comics. There's quite a few here. I don't know, I would say at least like 30 or 40. All badass. So let's just kick it off proper. We've got Gene Day's Black Zeppelin issue 1. This is from, I believe, 1985. This painting that Gene Day did is fucking incredible. It's from 1979. This has got a really funny story in the beginning called The Strip, about a cartoonist. I love this font here. Badass. We've got issue 3 of Gene Day's Black Zeppelin. This is another Gene Day painting. No year on this one, but really awesome. All these issues, like, they're all sort of not beat up, but they're all, you know, they're red. I'm not a stickler for condition and stuff. I'm gonna flip through these, man. I'm gonna fucking flip through them, use them as tools for you know, making my own comics and stuff. Look for inspiration, you know. It's hard to get inspired by a comic when it's protected by a fucking thick layer of plastic around it. The eaters, or the acid eaters, maybe. Really cool stuff there. Next we've got Freelance Blues issue 1, or excuse me, issue 3. Don't really know what the fuck this one's about. I think I just picked it up because it's sort of got some cool looking dense comics in there. Oh damn. There's a monster in this book, perhaps? I don't know. I'll have to check that one out later. We've got the copy book Tales from Sig issue 2, with like this fucking almost like Snow White looking witch dressed as a nun handing out rocks to the children. Cool stuff. Again, I'm totally into the whole black and white. Just fucking madness, dude. Like, Ape Alternative Press Expo. I've heard of that before. Next, we've got Book of Lore from, it looks like about 1997. And, yeah, this one's got a couple of different artists happening in here. I think I probably grabbed this one for the fucking crazy cover. Oh, no, it was this story here. The story at the back. You know, because not, like I said, these anthologies, like, not everything's fucking gold. It's not always just Corbin. It's not always just Droulet. You know what I mean? You get other stuff mixed in. Next, we've got a couple of issues of Paul the Samurai. This is number 1. Paul the Samurai was a spin-off from the Tick comics, which is fucking great. I've actually got a decent amount of those Tick comics, too. They're all reprints, but really radical stuff. This one right here I've bookmarked for a reason. I'll show in a sec. This is Paul the Samurai number 2, which I might actually already own this one. Awesome back cover. This one I have bookmarked because this has like a Clockwork Orange parody happening in it. I thought that was hilarious. I was flipping through this the other night. We've got another, this should have been in the last video, but we've got a collected Metal Hurlant here. Another one of these. Cool stuff. Yeah, I like that. A couple of issues of Evil Ernie. Evil Ernie is a character that I've been wanting to explore a little bit more, but I'm more into this style of coloring. Like, I know there's like a digital, or real digitally looking one. Like, I seen them. I almost bought one when I grabbed this one. This one actually has a poster in it. I wouldn't hang this because it's bullshit, but it's cool. But I mean, like, if it was Evil Ernie, like, cutting some guy's fucking head off, then maybe. That's dope. Another one, Evil Ernie Straight to Hell #2 of 5. Again, I have no interest in tracking all these down, but, you know, just to flip through them, you know, get some cool inspiration like that. Really dope. Got some Rick Veach here. We got Brat Pack #1 of 5. Really excellent stuff. Rick Veach is awesome. Been around for a long time. Did a lot of this type of stuff. Small press stuff. Excellent. Got another Roaring Rick piece right here called Rare Bit Fiends #18. I know I have at least 1 or 2 other issues of Rare Bit Fiends. Yeah, really cool. There's the Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Did a in-depth review of this on the channel last week. Okay. This is a random one. Captain Dingleberry. Making fun of good old soups. Put out by Slave Labor. Really dense, really awesome. Like, look at this. It's fucking crazy, man. This is awesome. Like, Captain Dingleberry, you know, like, come on. Another Superman ripoff, Stupid Man. #1B. But again, this is just sort of, it's pretty decent looking cartooning, but I pretty much got it for, like, the goof of it being called Stupid Man. And, you know, there's some cool pinups in the back. That's one thing I love about old, like, comics of, like, the 80s, 90s. Like, there's always, like, dope pinups. We've got some more Slave Labor comics. This is Patty Cakes and Friends. Now, this is some really cool stuff. It's, you know, that style. Excellent shit. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this style. Almost reminds me of, like, Spumco. Yeah, cool stuff. Another issue of Patty Cake Special #1. Sort of a Jack Kirby looking monster there. But again, look at this, like, horror host intro going into the movie. Sick. This was a random book I seen there put out by Aftershock, and it's called Maniac of New York. The style's pretty cool. Sort of like watercolor looking. I'll show you the bad guy. Like, this killer, sort of like a quasi Jason Voorhees looking dude. That is I guess just alright, so that's just the ongoing, I believe. This is a mini called The Bronx is Burning. This is issue 1. And it looks like I got a few fucking, hold on a second. I think I might have grabbed the same fucking issue twice. And I did. So these are the same. Only one of them has a better cover, I would say. And then another issue, #5. I think this might be the last issue of that run. That's pretty cool. Not bad. Next week, this is really cool right here. This has got a Mobius back cover, but it's called The True North #2. With, I believe the Aardvark. I forget that guy's name, but this has got some insane... Oh, there's a fucking poster here. I didn't even realize. I think it's signed. Maybe not. I don't know, but really fucking cool. Again, anthology. Bunch of different crazy art styles. I don't know who did this, but this is really crazy. This almost looks like it's by the artist is Carol Mochowicz. Crazy artist, man. Crazy style. Random Pornography, this story's called. Got one told in that format. Always a fan of fucking around, making you have to flip the book. Oh, we've got a good shit. Fucking pages haven't been flipped in so long, and I got such dry fingers I can't even fucking... There we go. There's a Todd McFarlane pinup right here. Pretty cool. Next, we got a book called The Three Geeks. This is put out by Three Fingerprints. So The Three Geeks. Again, don't really know anything about this. I just picked it up based on the art style. There's like this fucking college fucking RA looking guy. Again, a gamble based on the artwork. So it could suck. It could be amazing. Here's a book I picked up that has the art of Troy Little, who did the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas adaptation, I believe through IDW. Yeah, so this looks like a pretty cool comic. Some more Ed Campbell. This is a book he did called Bacchus. I know I have a few of these books kicking around in the collection already. Really cool stuff. Next, we've got an issue of The Mask. This is the Mask World Tour 2 of 4. With a really cool looking back cover. Almost looks like a Simon Beasley cover for a game called Loaded, which I've never heard of. PS1. I always pick up these Mask books if they're colored traditionally. Or if they're digitally colored, they look like this. I don't like that other bullshit. This is cool. The Mask is such like a trippy fucking character and like idea. Like obviously I love the movie from when I was a kid, but like the comics, like I remember my uncle was always like, those comics are really, it's based off really violent comics. And I was like, no way. So... Those ones weren't overly violent. I got some violent ones. Here's a book called The Ripper, or just called Ripper, number 5 by Aircell. You know, who knows the quality of it, but oh fuck. Pretty trippy looking dude there. Next we've got Rabbit Monkey. I believe by Slave Labor as well, or DBI Comics. Yeah, more cool black and white. This is Clint the Hamster Triumphant, making fun of Dark Knight Returns there, obviously. But yeah, this is pretty dense stuff too. Cool looking shit. I think I flipped through that the other night. Here's a cool book called The Desert Peach, number 24. I think this is an anthology. Maybe it's not, but it's just very... when I say scratchy, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's a very scratchy looking book. This is number 7. I think the covers are pretty fucking awesome. Number 9. I'm a fan of like having a different font on every issue. There's number 15, like for your logo. Whenever you see these, pick them up. EC reprints, Weird Fantasy, more of a Vault of Horror, you know, Tales from the Crypt, Haunt of Fear kind of guy. But I pick those up whenever I find them because you're going to get good stuff. Here's a cool book called from Bugged Out Comics, Dog Tales #1. Cool. Dope. This is an interesting book right here. Free Speech is all about the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. And there's all sorts of artists coming here and doing little spot illustrations and stuff. There's even a Jim Mahfood one in here. Evan Dorkin with Milk and Cheese right there. Mike Mignola, Sergio Aragonés. Where's that fucking Mahfood one? I'm sort of obsessed with that guy right now. Is that it right there? Oh, there it is right there. Really cool. Oh, and of course, no censorship book is complete without this image right here, as far as I'm concerned. The Frank Miller censored one with the band-aids and shit. Classic. Buddy McGill. Fucking cop dog, perhaps. Oh yeah, this is cool. Trippy art. It's like a fucking demon dude on a motorcycle with a dog. The Cheeseheads #1. Put out by Tragedy Strikes Press from Toronto, Ontario. Looks like it's the same artist throughout. Cool stuff. We've got Elf Lord #1 from Aircell Comics. Really cool. I think there was like a really badass fucking goblin in this one. Yeah. Really cool. And then the final book of this haul, saved probably the best one for last, actually. We've got Basil Wolverton's Fantastic Fables 1 of 2. I believe I have issue 1. Or I believe I have issue 2, whatever one I'm missing. Really stoked on that. Basil Wolverton, of course, one of the most iconic artists. Probably influenced your favorite cartoonists. Excellent stuff. So that concludes part 2 of the huge comic book haul. There's still 2 more parts to come. Stay tuned. Make sure you leave a 666 in the comments. With that being said, adios.